Okay.
Okay, cool. So we want to start off by asking, what do you already know about AI?
Not a lot.
I mean, it's kind of spreading everywhere. I mean, it's hard not to know. It's hard not to know about it. I mean, it's like in every headline. I'll open my phone, have a little news tab, like when I scroll to the side.
I will confess to knowing very little about AI.
It's an algorithm that takes data, usually from the internet, and outputs other data.
The term AI has had a variety of interpretations, from a super smart evil robot to the Spotify DJ. AI has evolved into more of an umbrella term. For the use of this video, our operational definition of AI is a computed system that is able to gather information from a variety of inputs, and thereby use this new information to create a learning effect. This implies that AI cannot learn on its own, rather it compiles the information into a digestible format and then is reproduced into an array of applications. New information about AI has been everywhere recently. News about passing AP exams and gathering an incomprehensible amount of information across the internet has struck an interest in our group, begging the question, how long before this enters the classroom? Specifically, the law of effect has played a key role in the group's worry. This law, created by Edward Thorndike, illustrates that when someone receives a positive response to an action, their behavior becomes reinforced, and vice versa. If a student uses AI to get their work done and gets a positive response, this may reinforce the usage, demonstrating the potential permanent damage to the quality of education they receive. The question that this video intends to answer is, will AI become a tool or a crutch in the classroom? To answer this question, we approached our very own teachers and students to gauge their thoughts and predictions for the future of AI and education. We also had our researcher, Brian, gather the opinions of professionals and statistics already recorded.
Yes, of course I've used AI like 3 times.
I find it disturbing. I tried a few times, and I've had students use AI on some of their assignments. Right now, I'm not comfortable with it because I don't like the responses I get. They're really clunky.
I have in the past for like a little bit of like inspiration, just for like fun. I just type in something like extremely bizarre into one of those like complete the text AIs, where it's like you'll give like a one story like absolutely strange sentence, and then the AI will go spinning its own like narrative that makes absolutely no sense most of the time, but it's kind of goofy. It's kind of interesting to see what it came up with.
During our interviews, we continually asked the participants, do you use AI? However, this was a trick. AI has already been incorporated all around. Websites such as Netflix, Instagram, and TikTok use a learning algorithm. They analyze your personal tastes and alter your feed to keep you engaged on their websites. Although we call it a trick, our intention was not meant to catch our participants. Rather, we made the decision to incorporate the question to demonstrate how the world is changing all around us without us even realizing it. And if we are to continue to not acknowledge trends and incorporate regulation, it creates a potential to evolve beyond what we can control. If it has already made it into our media use, how long before it enters the classroom? Here we have a model representing exactly how memory works. AP Psych students will recognize this. We used it throughout the year, and it kind of just explains how we learn and interpret information. So first you get the stimuli, which leads to your sensory memory, and then your attention leads to the working memory. And in the working memory is probably the most important part when it comes to learning. There are different ways to lead to long-term memory after working memory, and they're these, okay? So you have visual, acoustic, semantic, and elaborative. Semantic is the most effective version because it gives meaning behind what you're learning. And working class aims to use one of these so that you can rehearse the information, and then it goes to long-term information, and that can be retrieved later to further your education. Now, if somebody uses, say, AI to create a shortcut in their learning, it takes away the rehearsal bit, and then the long-term memory is not met. And so, to prevent decay, students have to actively rehearse what they learn.
I have seen every dystopian and read every dystopian, and part of me has that horrible feeling that, we're in this forward progression of like this inevitability of, humanity against technology and what that's going to look like. But I have a lot of hope, that we also have that advance notice. We know that it's coming. What I hope is that there is a little bit more regulation, because I think that's the part that's kind of fear-inducing for me right now, is that almost anybody can start up. If you know how to do the technology, you can start up a website, capture information, spit out information. And what we know about AI right now is that it's truthful. It can't lie, so to speak, because it only can express what it's been programmed to express. But what happens when that's no longer the case? Deep fake photos and fake news and all of that. And it has the power to skew mindsets, ideologies, memberships, political, ventures. how much effect could it have on our economy. So there are a lot of places where we need to be aware, and we definitely need to be careful, I think.
I think it's evolving. I know certainly next year I will do more physical stuff. I won't do as much on the computer next year. But there's lots of good reasons for that when our computers are terrible and our internet's not very reliable. But the thing that I'm targeting in my classes is the creation of meaning and ideas, processing, not the end result. So there's not like permanent information that we memorize and repeat over and over again. It's an evolutionary process that I'm trying to achieve in class, especially with literature. Mm-hmm. And so AI has not been helpful in sparking that creativity from my observation.
Now we would like to introduce professional opinions and widespread surveys documenting AI's effect on education. ChatGPT is an AI chatbot smart enough to pass graduate level law exams, but not just with a C or C+. AI took the SAT and scored a 710 verbal and a 690 math, a combined score of 1400 or an IQ of 126, above average, made by OpenAI founders Sam Altman and Elon Musk. Elon Musk states that ChatGPT is scary good. We're not far from dangerously strong AI. Ray Kurzweil, an American computer scientist, author, inventor, and futurist, states that artificial intelligence will reach human levels by around 2029. Followed that out further to say, 2045 we will have multiplied the human biological machine intelligence of our civilization a billionfold. Duolingo Language has partnered with OpenAI to create the first GPT-4 powered app, making interactive translation tips and the creation of the Explain My Answer feature made by Louis Van Om. Kilton Bicknell, the head of AI in Duolingo, gives his opinion that this is a very helpful feature. We're really pushing Duolingo closer to our ideal of being everyone's personalized tutor in ways that we haven't been able to do before. Ginny Rutme claims that some people call this artificial intelligence, but the reality is this technology will enhance us, so instead of artificial intelligence, I think we'll augment our own intelligence. Elon Musk stated, AI doesn't have to be evil to destroy humanity. If AI has a goal and humanity just happens to come in the way, it will destroy humanity as a matter of course without even thinking about it. No hard feelings. Opinions of how AI will affect grades K through 12 in education. From 863 educators, 16% voted very negative, 31 somewhat negative, 13 neutral, 21 somewhat positive, 6 very positive, and 14 doesn't know, meaning that the majority say somewhat negative. A survey of US adult citizens, 25% voted that it would be positive, 21 were neutral, 18 negative, 36 were not sure, meaning that majority are not sure, and that is perfectly normal as AI is a up-and-coming technology. After asking a variety of people in person and via the internet, we thought it only right to ask ChatGPT its thoughts on the future of AI. Positives, according to ChatGPT, are personalized learning. AI can adapt to individual students' needs, providing personalized learning experiences. It can analyze data on students' progress, strengths, weaknesses, to offer tailored recommendations. Negatives, according to ChatGPT, are bias and discrimination. AI systems learn from historical data, which can reflect existing biases and discrimination. Another negative was skill gaps and dependence. As AI technology advances, there is a need for individuals to develop new skills to work effectively alongside AI systems, and failing to address skill gaps or becoming overly dependent on AI without maintaining human expertise can create challenging and hinder adaptability. When asked what would happen if AI were to become smarter than humanity, ChatGPT suggested the following. It is important to develop robust safety measures to prevent AGI, a world where AI has surpassed human intelligence, from becoming uncontrollable or exhibiting unintended behavior that could be detrimental to humanity. It's important to note that predicting the specific outcomes of AGI surpassing human intelligence is highly speculative. Many experts emphasize the need for ongoing research, ethical considerations, and cautious development to ensure responsible deployment of the beneficial outcomes of AGI should it ever surpass human intelligence. The following stats have been gathered mainly by Axon Park. 99.4% of 509 higher education institutions in the US say that artificial intelligence in education and learning will be instrumental to their institution's competitiveness in the next 3 years. 80% accurate recommendations to help students when compared to expert human advice with 91% accuracy. AI-enhanced chatbots provide personalized help and guidance to students. 62% increased in test score through adaptive learning AI improves students' grades by 30% while reducing their anxiety 20%. Over 47% of learning management tools will be powered by AI in the following 3 years. With a 97% success rate, AI teaching assistants answered 10,000 messages a semester. AI predicts a student's final grade with an 80% accuracy to save 34,712 students from failing. 95% of graduates with hearing impairments are successfully employed thanks to AI-assisted education. Over 800,000 students across Latin America, Korea, and Japan have improved their English by practicing with AI voice technology. Educators spend 70% less time grading assignments by using AI-powered grading tools.
In conclusion, AI is still very new and a lot remains unknown. Technology is always growing and eventually grow to fight back. You know, I've seen the Terminator and I've seen how this turned out. Technology will always fight back. If we keep letting it advance, eventually it will fight back to take over. Do you understand?
Anyway, technology is constantly growing, although it is not something to be afraid of, and it is something that we should embrace with caution. If students continue to use AI, they have the potential to devalue their education and knowledge by not synthesizing the information themselves. A lack of proper encoding will lead to a generation that will be reliant on technology to think for them. Minimally, we should go forward and create regulations for the rest of AI. Perhaps use AI systems to detect when it isn't used.